I got a bottle on my right and a devil on my left. I got 30 in a. I need a murder, man. What you know about that young boy, man? I can't be tamed, man. What you talking about, man? You feel me? Let's tune in to this YouTube video. Good cop gets bad cop fired and arrested. Man, fuck the police. All that.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers use of force, officer obstruction, and official misconduct, and is brought to us by Cameras Everywhere's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that 26th, 2021. Officer David Lance Dukes of the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety responded to a call regarding a man banging on a townhouse door, allegedly with a gun in his waistband. When he arrived on the scene, Officer Dukes immediately drew his gun and ordered 58-year-old disabled man Clarence Gaillard and his cousin Mario Julian, who were standing in the parking lot outside the townhouse, to the ground.
Hey, let me see your hands. Bert, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground right here.
Damn.
Get on the ground. You, burgundy shirt, get on the ground. Over here.
Already the guns is crazy.
On the ground. Get on the ground. Do you not listen? Get on the ground.
Mr. Gaillard attempts to comply with Officer Dukes' orders by getting onto his hands and knees, but Officer Dukes forcefully uses his foot to attempt to force Mr. Gaillard all the way to...
Yo, this nigga must be crazy. I mean, this cracker must be crazy, bro. What the hell?
Causing his head to violently hit the pavement. In the 1989 case of Graham versus Connor, the Supreme Court explained that the Fourth Amendment requires a police officer's use of force to be quote-unquote reasonable under the circumstances, and identified 3 factors that courts should consider when determining whether an instance of force was reasonable. These factors include, quote, the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect poses an immediate threat to the safety of the officers or others, and whether he is actively resisting arrest or attempting to evade arrest by flight. More recently, in the 2016 case of Armstrong versus Village of Pinehurst, the Fourth Circuit, which includes South Carolina, held that, quote, non-compliance with lawful orders justifies some use of force, but the level of justified force varies based on the risks posed by the resistance. Even purely passive resistance is dependent. The crime at issue was limited at best, although Officer Dukes claimed to believe that Mr. Gaillard had a gun at the beginning of the interaction. However, at the time Officer Dukes used force against Mr. Gaillard, it was clear that he did not pose an immediate threat, as he had raised both of his empty hands
above his head. Only man I bow down to is God.
Finally,
no cap.
Mr. Gaillard was not resisting arrest in any way. In fact, he was attempting to comply with Officer Dukes' commands when the force was employed. Under these circumstances, it is highly likely that a court would conclude that Officer Dukes' use of force against Mr. Gaillard was neither justified nor reasonable.
Is there a gun back there?
Ain't no gun.
By that truck.
Ain't no gun.
You're not listening, dude. You got a gun on you, man?
No, I ain't got no gun.
All right,
I don't want no gun. I don't
Turn
want
back
no
over. Paul, do you watch
That boy elbow ashy as hell. Some cracker shit.
He had something.
I ain't want no gun.
The door's unlocked, it's not always so.
No, he was right here. Watch him. Go watch him. There it is.
I don't want no gun.
All right, that's what he had. All right, who's the complainant? All right, get up. Get him up.
Put your leg up.
25 cents. Got one tank.
Alright. Put your leg that way so you can stand up.
All right, listen. I'm about to help you. Hold on. Hold on. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Yep.
Listen.
Yep, they slammed my head
Listen.
down on the cement. Yep.
Go back inside. Go back in the house. Go back in the house. Ain't nobody talking to you.
I got head drummer.
Go back in the house.
Look at that corrupted cop. He don't want nobody to see.
Yeah, I've been in an accident. Y'all bust my head down. You threw me down.
I sure did. You wasn't listening.
No, it ain't. You ain't to throw me down like that. I'm disability.
Okay.
I got head problem. You threw me down. You threw me down. You threw me down.
Lawsuit.
You bust my head down on the cement. You bust my head.
All right, let me tell you what.
His forehead.
You bust my head down on the cement.
He was in front of the car when I came up. And he was walking like this. And I thought it was a gun at first. I said, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. I had him at gunpoint. And he's over here doing something like this.
You slammed my head. You slammed my head.
What he was doing is putting this up behind the tire.
Don't try to
So
cap.
he comes over right here. He got his hands in his pockets.
He
I told him,
lying.
let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
Bust my head.
He wasn't listening.
Look, she know he lying too.
I'm telling him, let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
Bust my head.
You know when you know somebody's lying, bruh. Like you just had that face. Like this is the face right here of nigga you lying. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Like, bro, you know even him right here, the crackhead, he looked like he wasn't even supposed to believe you, but he for sure not believing your dumb ass. She not buying the bullshit that you got going on, fam. No cap. Get that shit out of here. You're a corrupt.
He wasn't listening.
You are a bad cop.
He got the, like this right here.
You trying to make sense. Nobody.
Officer Duke
She praying not to tell you some bullshit right now.
claims that when Mr. Gaillard was walking from behind the white vehicle, he believed that he had a gun and repeatedly told him to drop it. Officer Dukes also alleges that once Mr. Gaillard stepped in front of the vehicle, he had his hands in his pockets and repeatedly ignored requests to show his hands. However, the body cam footage shows that Mr. Gaillard actually had his hands above his head, and that while Officer Dukes repeatedly screamed at Mr. Gaillard to get on the ground, he never asked him to drop a gun or show his hands, likely because Mr. Gaillard's hands were visible throughout the encounter. An incident report filed by Corporal Brandy Smith, who was also on the scene, states that while Mr. Gaillard was walking from the passenger side of the vehicle, he appeared to have his hands in his pockets, but that once he reached the front of the vehicle, he took his hands out of his pockets. Corporal Smith's report also states that Officer Dukes was giving loud verbal commands for Mr. Gaillard to get on the ground, but makes no mention of a gun or any commands to drop a gun or show his hands. It's also important to note that when Officer Dukes was reporting what happened, he did not explain the method he used to take Mr. Gaillard down. Corporal Smith's report claimed that when Mr. Gaillard did not get completely on the ground, Officer Dukes pushed him to the ground by placing his right foot on the middle of Mr. Gaillard's back. However, the incident report filed by Sergeant Aquel Polidor states that Officer Dukes, quote, jumped up and stomped Mr. Gaillard on the back of his neck with his foot. Although it is unclear from the body camera footage whether Officer Dukes' foot landed on Mr. Gaillard's neck or upper back, it is certain that the version of events Officer Dukes explained to his commanding officer did not align with the body camera footage or the reports filed by his colleagues.
That's on the cement. Because my
Yeah, your head did hit the cement.
Right, because you bust me down on the cement.
Where's the complainant?
You bust my head down on the cement.
Right here?
You bust my head. You bust my head.
Type of cop needs
Where's
to get
the complainant?
fired.
I'm trying to get the name of the complainant.
You
So
bust my head.
What are we doing? I guess Sam was going to check him out.
Ain't nobody
There ain't nothing about here wanting to press charges on us.
Who called?
I'm not sure.
Take him out of cuffs right now. I mean, because that's what we
You're
got.
going to have to use it for us.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
slam my head down.
Dude, I didn't know what his
You
intention
use
was.
it for us. You need to have a look at the camera.
All right.
The officer did wrong. Slam my head down. Bust my forehead. Damn right.
He got that knot from that? Hold on, he got a big ass knot on his head. He got it from that. I would have been tight. I ain't even gonna lie. Nah, officer. You would have hurt my mouth today. Usually I'm a nice guy, but nah, you would have hurt my mouth that day.
Mayor, I'm going to take that into evidence of what he had.
For what?
Well, I mean, you know, that's the reasons I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from.
No gun or nothing.
Because when he was behind the truck, I couldn't see what he was doing. And I didn't know where.
There ain't nothing there.
where that went. If it
Those
was still in his pockets when he come around that car with his hands in his pockets.
His dogs on.
Got it on camera.
Yeah, a
All
dog
right, that's
stick.
fine.
A dog stick.
So he can come out of cuffs?
Yes. Take him out of handcuffs.
Yeah, he can come out.
You know you fucked up.
You mind looking?
Nah, I know he ain't get that knock from that. That's green as hell. That fucked up, YouTube.
Hi. Good, how are you? What's going on?
Officer slammed my forehead down in the cement.
Okay.
In the wrong place.
Did you consciousness?
Yeah. Listen.
Can I get a card from you?
I don't have one now. We don't have.
What's your
They
badge
don't give us cards.
Okay, what's your badge number?
1059.
Let me see if I can get my phone. Hold on.
Hold on, we have cards.
I get ready.
All right,
Okay.
it's in the blood center. Okay.
Thank
Wanna
you.
Go to hospital?
When Mr. Julian asks Officer Dukes for a business card, Officer Dukes
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, bruh, she's giving the face that nigga, bruh. Like, she knows he did it, bruh. She know he did it. She know he green as hell, bruh. She know, bruh. That's a good cop right here. This is the type of cop I respect. This is the type of cop that's here to serve the community.
claims they are not issued cards by their department. However, Sergeant Polador immediately corrects Officer Dukes, states that they do have cards, and provides Mr. Julian with the
giving
information
that
he requested.
nigga
If it was
ass.
concluded that Officer Dukes intentionally lied to Mr. Julian in an attempt to avoid accountability for his actions, it is possible that he could be convicted of 2 common law crimes under South Carolina law: obstruction of justice and official misconduct. In the 1997 case of State versus Lyles Gray, a court of appeals in South Carolina upheld convictions for both of these offenses against an officer in the Camden Police Department for her conduct during a criminal investigation. The court explained that, quote, under common law obstruction of justice, it is an offense to do any act which prevents, obstructs, impedes, or hinders the administration of justice, and that, quote, misconduct in office occurs when persons in public office fail to properly and faithfully discharge a duty imposed by law. In this situation, the court concluded that the officer obstructed justice and committed misconduct in office by failing to interview witnesses after her daughter was identified as a suspect, obtaining a false arrest warrant for another suspect, and withholding evidence. While Officer Dukes' lie about whether the department issues identification cards did not rise to the same level of misconduct, given the broad definition of both of these offenses, it is still possible that he could be convicted if charged. However, it is important to note that while some states legally require officers to provide ID to citizens upon request, South Carolina law does not place this obligation on officers. Additionally, many police departments have policies requiring that officers identify themselves, but the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety's policy is not publicly available, and it is unclear whether their policy adheres to any form of officer identification guidelines.
In just the last 7 days, 8,368 men have clicked the link on one of our ads that you've probably seen on the internet, put in their
Yeah.
Alright. Call me.
Brandon, he can get his stuff off the car.
Dukes, will you say badge number?
1059.
Nah.
After Mr. Gaillard was treated by EMS, he and Mr. Julian were allowed to leave. 2 days after the incident, Officer Dukes was fired from the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety for violating the department's use of force policies, which, as stated before, are not publicly available. On August 25th, 2021, former Officer Dukes was charged with first-degree assault and battery, which could carry a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. As of the date of this episode, Mr. Gaillard is represented by an attorney, but he has not yet taken any legal action against Officer Dukes or the department. Overall, former Orangeburg officer Dukes gets an F for physically assaulting Mr. Gaillard for no apparent reason, blatantly lying about the nature of the interaction in his police report, and for making a concerted effort to avoid being held accountable for his ridiculous antics. At no point during this encounter was Mr. Dukes in any danger, and it is clear that his violent actions were motivated by his ego, not officer or civilian safety. There was absolutely no legitimate excuse for shoving Mr. Gaillard's face into the pavement when it was plainly obvious that he was attempting to surrender. And this is exactly the type of conduct that has sparked nationwide unrest regarding members of law enforcement. Mr. Dukes' feeble attempts to explain his actions and manipulate the facts of the encounter only add to his incredulous and insidious behavior, and his conduct was nothing short of unacceptable. I commend the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety for offered in her incident report likely played a vital role in with any degree. An A+ for remaining truthful and objective throughout the encounter, ensuring that Mr. Julian was given the necessary information to follow up on the incident, and for maintaining a calm.
Look at my people, man. They know that boy. They know that boy just did. They know he did people green. Look at him. Look at him right here. He like, nigga. Like, they tired of his shit. They wanted him to get fired, though. I feel it.
Professional attitude throughout the interaction, although it cannot be proven.
Hey, man, I love all of you guys, man, and I hope y'all enjoy this video, man. I don't know what I'm doing wrong while I'm not getting any views, but if you have any video idea, please comment down in the comment section. I would love to get back into you. I also got another channel. I'll be well, you can look me up on Instagram. I'll be Life OK. You're gonna see some other shit, but mad love, y'all.